for the Twitch commercial?
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
All right,
Uh,
we're good to go.
all right. Hello, everyone. By the time you're actually it is. It's not Tuesday. We're doing this live. It's
By the time you're
Wednesday, May
watching
10th.
this, it'll be now.
Yeah. It's Wednesday, May 10th, 2017. This is the Level Up Lariat show. Kind of an abridged version this week because Dave and I feel like crap. Um,
Whew.
my name is Jeff Dewis. Joining me is Justin Smith. Hello.
Heyo.
The one guy who doesn't feel like crap. And Dave Kenyak Jr. How are you? Besides feeling like crap.
I feel like crap. I don't know. I've just been
Man.
feeling. I don't know why that one knocked me out so badly. I just have been feeling so tired and worn out all day. Maybe it's the drain of having to wear this mustache on my face. This creepy Tom Selleck, like not quite at the level of Tom Selleck, but it's like between like Uncle Jack from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia and Tom Selleck.
There you go.
Yeah.
Not a bad place to be.
Don't show my hands.
So yeah, we normally record these on Tuesdays, get them on YouTube by Wednesday, but Dave and I were indisposed last night with prior obligations, so we're doing this live special this week. So thanks for tuning in. I'm multitasking, of course. My Penguins are in a do-or-die Game 7 right now against the Capitals.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
Going to the second period, tied at 0, so we're not losing yet. That's the important thing. We cover pro wrestling and video games here on the show, and of course, we're all live on the Bacon.com, twitch.tv/nerdbacon Twitch channel. So if you have questions, shoot them in the chat, and Dave will relay them to us.
You know it.
Let's start. Yes, I do know. That's why I said it. Let's start with some pro wrestling. Kind of the big news is that Billy Corgan has purchased the NWA license. Yes, that Billy Corgan, and yes, that NWA. This can only mean a new promotion coming from the Smashing Pumpkins lead singer, correct?
Either that or he's just going to continue the NWA on. I don't know.
Well, sure, but that the NWA has been kind of defunct for quite some time. I
Oh,
think they
okay.
maybe had some matches in Japan with New Japan, but other than that, it's been dormant. And now Billy Corgan's purchased it, so there's some money behind it, and he's a smart wrestling guy. So you got to figure here comes a third challenger, I guess.
Or at least a second. Well, yeah, it would be a third challenger. That's awesome. I hope that he's able to build something and make it work.
Can't that work?
Options
I
are
guess.
always good, especially in pro wrestling when, for the past over a decade now, you haven't really had those options. Wrestlers, it's like WWE or nothing. At least now you've had Ring of Honor get built up. You've got a pretty strong independent circuit actually right now.
Sure.
Right.
And yeah,
we still have Impact. I mean, Anthem is backing up Impact, so there's a good talent roster in TNA Impact. It's just they need more exposure, I think.
Yeah, and I don't know how much. There's rumors circulating all the time about how much longer they're really going to be around, and I mean, Billy Corgan was obviously involved with TNA a little bit too, but I mean, I don't know. The more the merrier. Bring up the competition. Let's see what you got.
yeah.
I want superstars to find homes. I want
Yeah.
more places for people to make a living wrestling.
Right, right, and this will hopefully lead to that. So I wish Billy nothing but the wet bet. Blah. See, this is why we're abridged tonight.
Yeah.
I wish Billy nothing but the best. I hope he is as successful as can be with this new promotion, and I hope they bring some good talent and nurture it. And in a couple of years, Vince will go in and rate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very interesting to know it's the NWA. Like this is the oldest and most, I guess, prestigious. But back when we were young,
Right.
back when our parents were young, the NWA was the WWE. Like it was the biggest thing in wrestling was the NWA.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So seeing that come back to fruition in 2017, that interests me a lot as a wrestling fan.
Who was the last active champion of the National Wrestling Alliance?
Ooh.
Somehow I want to say Colt Cabana was in there in that realm at some point. I think he was an NWA champion near the end.
I'll see if I can
I,
find it.
Yeah,
I think
find that out.
NWA was around for like until like the early 2000s before they officially went under.
Well, and then didn't they have? Because NWA would let their titles be defended on other shows all the time.
Right, like New Japan.
So yeah, it says current champion is Tim Storm.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say I could have sworn that I want to say Adam Pierce came through Des Moines back in 2012 and wrestled at 3X Wrestling, and it was a big deal because that was I could have sworn he was the NWA champion at the time, and this was like the first time the NWA belt had been in Des Moines for several decades, and I don't know if that's like some foggy dream that I had or if that was something that actually happened.
Right.
At this point.
Yeah, it says current champion is Tim Storm. He won the title on October 21st, 2016, and he's also the oldest champion in the NWA history.
wow.
And that's according to Wikipedia. He's 51 years old.
Wow. Yeah, so
So-
we've got kind of a Chris Angel thing going on there.
Yeah.
Christopher Angel.
Well, it's cool. It's cool to see
Yeah.
they come back. Other wrestling news: the injury bug has been biting some people pretty hard this week. And no Windows. I don't want to restart my stuff right now. Yeah. God damn it, Windows 10 snooze. I mean, Braun Strowman kind of the biggest one, being
Yeah.
injured. Arm is in a sling on Raw. I imagine that's when he ran through the ambulance door. I had to imagine that's when he hurt himself, was running through the door. But that sucks because I loved Braun and he had a lot of momentum behind him, and that sucks.
Too many instances these days of wrestlers like right on the cusp of getting their push and boom, they get injured.
Yeah.
Yep. And he's reported to be out for I think around 8 weeks. I think they're saying.
Well,
Maybe.
this is not too bad, but yeah,
Yeah.
you
But-
can always build him up again.
But that takes him away from the next pay-per-view at least, if not two, and that stinks.
Well, I guess because Raw. Oh boy. So next one's Backlash, which is a SmackDown pay-per-view,
Yes.
and then Money in the Bank is in June.
Well, are we forgetting about this supposed Great Balls of Fire?
Great Balls of Fire. What the hell is this shit?
Yeah.
God dang.
Just bring Great American Bash back already.
Exactly.
You're gonna do that.
I thought the report last year was they're going to cut back on these pay-per-views this year, and now they're giving us even more.
Yeah, it's everybody's got to have 12, so now we got to have like 24 pay-per-views somewhere around there.
I guess.
Right.
A little bit less because you counted Survivor Series and Royal Rumble and WrestleMania.
Sure.
I think the bigger injury is going to be Ember Moon, because who else do you have in that NXT women's division?
You have Nikki Cross and Ruby Riott, and those two are awesome together. Well, not together, but those two are awesome female
Yeah.
competitors. And then you can always pump up, Peyton Royce and Billie Kay. But really, the star right now, besides Asuka, for me, is Ruby Riott. Seeing her at Takeover was awesome, and she's got a great look to her.
I don't think she's ready to take the belt from Asuka, though. I don't think
Well,
it's
nobody is.
No.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying
Right.
that she will take the place of Ember Moon.
so.
I think Ember Moon was obviously we all agree that she was next up, and her being out, I don't know how long she's out. I didn't see, but man, I mean, it does suck. It's a big hit to the women's division
Yeah.
over in NXT.
The next big NXT pay-per-view, though, is TakeOver Chicago.
Yes, that's on the 20th.
Is there another fatal four-way for Asuka in that one? Isn't it her, Ruby Riott, Nikki Cross, and
Yeah, I
not
thought it was supposed to be.
I forget now.
I'm not as caught up on these shows. I actually have Raw playing in the background right now, so I'm kind of
Nice.
catching up.
Nice.
I
I was just watching Straight Outta Dudleyville before I got here. I hadn't seen that yet, and that's really good, you guys.
Nice.
Really?
Dudley Boys were so good.
So just to touch base real quick, we have NXT Takeover Chicago on the 20th, Backlash on the 21st. The next pay-per-view after that is actually Extreme Rules,
oh right.
which is June 4th. But then they're listing Money in the Bank here in St. Louis, Missouri, is a SmackDown only pay-per-view,
Okay.
and then Great Balls of Fire July 9th. Before we
So
get into
bad.
others.
So bad.
So.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I forgot Extreme Rules was in there too.
Yep.
And that's the Raw one. Okay.
Correct.
Also, Takeover Chicago is going to have the UK belt defended as Tyler Bate takes on Pete Dunne.
Finally.
Which will be awesome because those guys can work.
And there will be a title change.
Yes, there will.
And you'll have an
Pete Dunne's
appreciative
taking it.
crowd, which will go a long ways too.
Yeah. I
Pete
agree.
Dunne's taking it.
Chicago's going to be great for that show.
But I wonder because when is that? So that is when did you say that was?
May 20th. So,
okay, so is this the first takeover that's not before a major main roster show?
It's the first takeover that's not before a major one because it's right before Backlash. So it's just a SmackDown pay-per-view. Normally they're before the big ones like SummerSlam, Royal Rumble, Mania, and I think there's usually a summer one. Well, I guess SummerSlam I already said, but yeah, that's the only other one. Survivor Series, I guess, is right before that one too.
You got to go in and take advantage of that crowd, though.
Oh,
that
yeah.
Chicago market. Why not do a pay-per-view there?
Well, because they're going to chant CM Punk the entire show.
I don't think NXT will. I don't think an NXT audience is going to.
Okay, I mean, yeah. Maybe that's why they're doing an NXT show and not a main roster show there, because everyone will chant CM Punk.
Yeah.
Where is Backlash going to be at? Is that in Chicago?
Yeah, they're both in Chicago.
That's where they'll chant CM Punk the entire show.
Until Hideo Itami comes out and hits the go to sleep. Then they might chant CM Punk.
Yeah.
That would be pretty sweet, actually. Yeah.
Or would they say, not as good as Punk? Oh. But didn't Itami do it first?
Yeah, Itami did it first. Punk took it off of Itami. So, I don't think you're going to have the crowd... I don't think you're going to have them belittling Itami in favor of CM Punk. I mean, NXT crowds are pretty smart wrestling crowds. This isn't like the families that you see in a Des Moines SmackDown crowd. This is going to be your hard... No, and I'm not trying to belittle that because there's a place for them, but this is going to be your more vocal audience. You're not going to have, parents get ticked at people in the back row for yelling too loud.
Right. Because these are the people that are...
That happened in front of us. That's weird.
Yes.
Yeah. These are the people that are finding NXT on the network that aren't watching USA on a Monday night. So
right.
You're right. These people are wanting this.
The crowd was way more into the NXT house show that I was at here than the SmackDown show, it seemed like. And maybe because the NXT show was better overall. But, people just love it. People are more... The NXT crowd I kind of liken more to an ECW crowd. Back in the day.
Right.
Like maybe not as
they don't have
wanting for bloodlust.
Yeah, they don't have that Philly spirit of bloodlust.
Right. But they get into it. It's intimate setting.
Yep.
Right.
I don't know. Anything else pro wrestling wise you wanted to get into?
Just touch base. You saw about the injury bug. Emma was also bit by the injury bug, and I don't know if that was this week. I think it might have been the week before, but she was sent home from the European tour, I believe it was, that they were on, and it's a shoulder injury. I don't think I've read about a timetable on her return, but again, another wrestler coming back from an injury, who I was looking forward to being back because she had a really good run there as the heel Emma for a while, and then
she's great. It's just she can't not be hurt. That's the thing.
Yeah, and I get worried when you have so many starts and stops like that Vince is just gonna pull the plug. I feel like that's why he pulled the plug on Dolph Ziggler, because he gets the world championship, gets a concussion, then goes out again with a concussion, and too many of those, and Vince is just like, "You're not strong like me."
Well, I hope that won't happen to Finn. That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, Finn's doing okay now. He had his concussion against Jinder, but he's okay now.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, the only other things I've noticed were we've already touched on, and Seth Rollins debuted a new finishing move, which is just a version of the Rainmaker from, which now I can't think of his name.
Okada.
Yeah. But it's just
Rainmaker.
Yep. Instead of doing the clothesline, it's the flying knee. So it's basically the Kenny Omega version.
Right.
Oh, Seth Rollins' move. Yeah.
So that's kind of lame, but whatever.
Yeah.
That's all I got, man. It's been Pro wrestling's been kind of quiet. It's that lull before the pay-per-views, and it's nothing there.
Exactly. We're kind of just in the middle of nowhere right now with wrestling, and it kind of sucks.
Let's give a shout out to Matt Ain't the Name, who's joining us in the chat. He says he's got 5 minutes, and then he's got to go.
He chose 5 minutes to spend with us. Thank you, Matt. We appreciate
Thank
that.
you very much.
We appreciate it. Yeah.
We're going to get some video game stuff now. Obviously, if you're in the Nerd Bacon chat and want to throw out some pro wrestling questions, we're always, while we're here, we'll answer everything. I want to say I just got in the rest of my MST3K Kickstarter backer kit, and part of it was this coffee mug.
Oh, there you go.
Nice.
We brought back MST3K.
Very nice.
There's no handle. It seems weird. I don't know.
It's like that puts it in a goblet territory.
Yeah.
Yep. So Netflix, speaking of Netflix, they're going to start a Deadpool TV show on Netflix now. I saw this on IGN reported a Deadpool TV show. Actually, not Netflix. FXX. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
FXX is doing an animated Deadpool.
Right, which is to be produced by Donald Glover. I think I also read about that he's a part of the production team on that. So.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yep. They riffed on Stranger Things. That's what it was. The MST3K guys riffed on Stranger Things because their new season's coming out on Netflix. So.
Gotcha.
Video games. The biggest news of the video game week, the biggest news of our gaming lives, is that Dave and I got emailed confirmation that we are credentialed press for EVO 2017 this year in Vegas.
Yep.
So not only are we going, but we will bring you behind the scenes interviews and stories and videos and stuff that we get to do as press.
Tales of buffet prowess. Yes. And lots of behind the scenes stuff at Evo. No, I'm super pumped about it. This year we're getting press passes for the Sunday Grand Finals, which I didn't get last year, so I just watched as a spectator last year. So yeah, getting to work that Grand Finals event as an actual member of the press, that's gonna be huge. That's
exciting. I feel overwhelmed already.
Right.
So yeah, we're gonna bring lots of travel logs, and probably a lot of us are just drinking beer, and probably we'll play fighting games in the hotel room, something like that. We'll figure something out. I think our plan right now is to get through E3, and then we'll figure out an Evo plan of attack because E3 is coming up very soon, and I'm not prepared for it.
1 month away, guys. 1 month away. I think
coming out for shows of like who's on stage when, correct?
Right.
Yeah.
I think they're all set, except I don't think Ubisoft has announced anything, so I'm not sure what they're doing. But they're the last. Well, Ubisoft and Nintendo has not announced officially when their direct is going to be. But EA is Saturday.
EA Play stuff, right?
Yeah, that's going to be the Saturday. Okay. So that's the 10th. So 1 month away, and then Sunday is Microsoft and Bethesda. Okay. Monday is traditionally Ubisoft, and then it's definitely going to be Sony, and then Tuesday, and then also the PC game show as well, and then Tuesday is traditionally Nintendo.
And Square Enix?
Depends. I don't know if Square Enix is going to do a stage show this year or not. It just depends on what they decide.
Yeah, right. Interesting.
Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But that's how it's playing out now. 1 month.
I hear E3 and I get sweaty. It's like, oh shit. But other video game stuff, really nothing much happened. I mean, EA kind of said so through Kotaku. They said EA has said they're backing off the Mass Effect series for a little while, for the foreseeable future. I think they were saying
they're putting it on ice.
Yes, this is from Kotaku. Jason Schreier. He's talking about in the wake of BioWare's polarizing Mass Effect Andromeda, fans have wondered where the lauded sci-fi series will go next. The answer, according to people familiar with the studio, is nowhere, at least for the time being. BioWare has put Mass Effect on hiatus and turned Andromeda's developer, BioWare Montreal, into a support studio, according to 4 sources closest to the company. So I guess. What do you guys think about this? I think Jeff, you're the one who is the most excited, I believe, about Mass Effect Andromeda. I don't hear you talking about it. Ever since Persona 5 came out, it's been that, and then next week when Injustice 2 comes out, that's going to take over your life. Where
God.
where did Mass Effect go for you?
I can't really say it was a disappointment because I didn't have like extremely high hopes for it because of how rough 3 was at the end. Um, I haven't put much time into Andromeda. I bought it, played about a couple hours, and went, okay, I see where it's going here, but it didn't grab me in the way that 1 and 2 did immediately. Um, what it means for me here is that if they're just going to be a support group now for Andromeda, I feel crappy about my purchase.
Well, he goes on to say that a number of BioWare Montreal employees have been shifted to work with EA Motive, and they're going to work on Star Wars Battlefront 2. So it looks like they're getting shifted around to work on different projects within the company.
This makes it sound like Mass Effect was never a priority for EA, which is kind of crappy.
Well, or maybe, just maybe, I don't know what their plans were after Andromeda as far as any sort of DLC or additional content, but maybe it's just because they don't have any, and maybe it's just like, hey, we need help with other projects, and maybe it's not as much of a story, but maybe it's also like this could be a big deal because if it wasn't as well received as you said, like the first two, maybe the series could be in trouble for a while.
Well, I mean, it got okay reviews, but the internet collectively got together and just shat all over it.
Of course,
you know.
Course.
Right.
And
it's not as bad as people say it is. Like, it's not the worst thing ever made.
But it's not. It's not excellent. It's fair to good, but it's not excellent. And people have come to expect excellence, not just from the series Mass Effect, but from BioWare as a developer. That's a big standard to maintain. So anything less than excellent is going to get... And I'm not saying that's justified, but that's just the nature of the beast. This is why Half-Life 3 is not going to happen. It's just anything less than excellent at this point from that studio is going to be shat upon.
Yeah,
the Dragon Age games weren't good either. Like, BioWare is not sitting here like making a golden game after a golden game. Like, even with the Star Wars MMO they're doing, the Old Republic, it's not setting the world on fire. It's gone free to play because people weren't playing it.
Well, I think Inquisition just came out in an extremely weak year for games, and that propped it up, and that's the reason why it won so many Game of the Year awards.
Right.
I guess that's just my theory behind what happened on that. But now that you've got so many quality games that are out, now that people have gotten into this generation, that cover that they had when Dragon Age was released, that cover that they had, that's gone.
Exactly.
You didn't have that Horizon Zero Dawn. Sorry, Justin, go ahead.
No, actually, I'm actually agreeing with you, Dave, because now if you think about it, what if you go back and put Mass Effect out a year ago from the release? And 2016 wasn't a strong year for games, so bring out Mass Effect Andromeda last year. Does it do a little better? Does it sell a little more? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know that it would have gotten any different internet reaction. The reviews might have been the same even, but you're coming out in the middle of all these historically good this is a historically good year already, and you're talking about great games, and people's time is already limited. It's a constant gamer struggle, so to say. So now you're putting Mass Effect Andromeda in the hands of people who are like, well, I've also got Horizon Zero Dawn, and I got Breath of the Wild. Oh, Mario Kart 8's out. Oh, Injustice 2's coming out.
Yeah.
Oh, Persona. Like, those are games that you're going to sink your teeth into.
Yes.
I think when we look back on this year and we ask ourselves, what was the biggest title that kind of got forgotten this year? It's going to be Mass Effect. People are going to be like, oh yeah, that game came out in 2017 as well. Which is so sad.
I'm going to say Prey. I'm going to say they're going to forget that Prey came out this year, even though that's been getting really good reviews.
Yeah.
Prey's a really good, from what I hear, it's a really good game, but it doesn't have the name recognition of Mass Effect.
Right.
Well, I think
Well,
people will, when they look back, they'll think, "Oh, Mass Effect, that sucked," and then go on from there. Like, I don't
could
know.
could Mass Effect be known as the biggest disappointment of 2017?
I
I don't know about that. Well,
I mean, we
let's
got a whole nother half a year to go, so I know it's kind of premature to say because it could come down to it, and we could get to the end of the year, and Star Wars Battlefront 2 could absolutely be trash. I'm not saying it will, but
Cap
what if that's trash?
Capcom still has not had a chance to release Marvel vs. Capcom
That's
Infinite,
true.
so
very true.
let's give them a chance. Uh,
Online only.
Jake in the Bacon, or Jack in the Bacon. Welcome. And he says that he hates Mass Effect as well.
Look, one was fine. It set up a really good story. Two is one of the best sci-fi RPGs probably ever made. I mean, I'm gonna go that far and say Mass Effect 2 was amazing. Mass Effect 3 was fine, really crappy ending, and then that kind of just set the tone for what was to come after that with the Dragon Age
Sure.
stuff, and then Andromeda being meh,
Yeah.
the straight to DVD sequel.
Well, it looks like if they're gonna put it on ice for a while, I got lots of time to finally play these games.
There you go.
All
So
right.
speed run through one, get to two, and then just stop.
And let's move on then.
All right.
Yeah. What else do you guys have for stories? I just been having what I've been playing. What do you guys have for like breaking news?
Yesterday, a screenshot came out supposedly showing off, is like an off-screen grab of the new Assassin's Creed game, which
Right.
is supposed to be called Assassin's Creed Origins. It's supposed to be a prequel to all the other games. All the rumors seem to be lining up, so I think we can be pretty confident to say this is going to be a prequel showing off the origins of the Assassin's line. It takes place in ancient Egypt, and it sounds like that ship combat is coming back. So the screenshot that we saw had, the assassin guy. He's on a boat. That's pretty much all we saw. It looked nice, but it was really hard to tell in that screenshot. But that one looks like it looks like it's going to be on track for a 2017 release from the rumors that we're hearing.
Sure.
So that's going to be another huge game.
So what do you guys think overall of Assassin's Creed? Like that series, it's kind of been a staple now for a long time. It originally was kind of a showpiece for the Xbox 360, PS3, that era of games, and it was kind of like a really hyped up game that I thought was fine.
It definitely has needed a retool, and I'm glad that it's sat out a year so it can get the attention that it needed. It looks like, getting back to Mass Effect just for a second, it looks like Mass Effect is kind of having that Assassin's Creed moment almost. It's
Right.
Obviously it's not an annual franchise like Assassin's Creed has been, but it's having that moment where it just isn't quite up to snuff. It doesn't have that excellence that it once did. And that's what happened with Assassin's Creed. One of the intriguing things that I saw with this new rumor is that internally it's being compared a lot, not to other action adventure games, but more towards Elder Scrolls Skyrim, which is very
That's all I need this year.
intriguing.
Another freaking open world
Yeah.
RPG.
I don't.
Jesus.
Uh,
I tell you, I really enjoyed Syndicate. I thought that game was badass. Like that was probably my favorite one since Black Flag.
Mm-hmm.
2 was great. 3 was not good. Then came Brotherhood, which was good. I'm sorry, Brotherhood and Revelations came before 3. Okay. 1 was fine for what it was. 2 was good. Then came Brotherhood, which was great, which had the multiplayer, which I loved. Then came Revelations, which was decent. Then 3, which was bad. Then Black Flag, which was really good.
Right.
Then Unity, which was really not good. It was kind of the other side. And then Syndicate was the last one, which was awesome.
well, and I think this is what you just said, going back and forth between good and not good or okay, just goes to show that these games don't need to be annual releases. And it was good that they were to eat a little bit of humble pie, take a step back, come out with something new.
Yeah.
You know,
They had those Chronicles games though, so at least there was some Assassin's Creed stuff out there
Right.
that had the name. I'm not saying it was a full-on new Assassin's Creed game, but it had the name.
Right.
And the freaking movie came out last year.
Just give us the, samurai Japanese warrior Assassin's Creed that everybody's clamored for.
You don't need it. You got Neo.
That's
you got
true.
Neo. Varian, one of our Nerd Bacon admins, is hanging out. He says Assassin's Creed sold well because of the narrative. Then Ubisoft got too much of a hard-on for open-world games, and the
Yes.
yearly release cycle cost the narrative and introduced buggy gameplay, which is very true. Gameplay became uninspired and repetitive.
Well, and Assassin's Creed was one of the first titles that really had that console open world, go find these towers to open the world and unlock everything. And it was that Ubisoft collect all.
Yeah,
And-
it's interesting how they set that template basically
Yep.
with the first couple of Assassin's Creed games, but then as time wore on, that template kind of collapsed in on itself, you know?
Yeah.
Luckily, we got Far Cry 3 out of it, which was a damn good game.
You know, I'm hearing rumors that they are going to announce Far Cry 5, and it's supposed to take place in the Old West.
Yes,
Yep.
that would be awesome.
Spaghetti
No.
Western.
Though, if that's coming out the same year as Red Dead Redemption 2,
Yeah, just freaking.
you guys, this is the best year of gaming like
It
ever,
is.
right?
If Red Dead Redemption 2 really does come out this year, then yeah, it's over. It's over.
Yeah.
Couple of
The
other.
only-
Go on.
The only thing left would be Kingdom Hearts 3 and Half-Life 3 this year would just make it the best year ever.
Well, we're not
Not
going to.
happening
Yeah,
and
not.
not happening.
Yeah,
I know.
not happening, and the dream is dead.
That's, yeah, at this point, yeah.
I saw a Neo gaff that somebody on the GTA forums leaked what they claim was a shot of the new Red Dead Redemption. Now there's a lot of back and forth going on, so I haven't really felt that it was that worthy of like a news story on it in and of itself. But
If that's this year, it's holiday, right? It's got to be holiday.
Yeah.
I've heard some rumors that it's aiming for a September release. I wouldn't
Okay.
be surprised if it was September, October if it comes out this year. Yeah, it's just
Call of Duty is November?
Call of
3rd,
Duty is
November
November 3rd.
Okay.
Yeah,
So you'll want to get up ahead of that then, probably?
yeah,
Well,
that's
and I had heard a couple small rumors that it was going to be released very closely, if not right after Project Scorpio, which they don't obviously have any sort of like licensing deal or anything with them, but it would make sense, put that out there.
so.
It
Yeah,
makes me
I
want to go play Red Dead 1 again. I really want to play through Red Dead 1 again. That game is
Lauren
so good.
Lauren actually last summer I had her play through Red Dead and she greatly enjoyed it. She's the resident Assassin's Creed aficionado.
There you go.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
and her quality timeline would definitely fall in line with what Jeff was detailing. So, yeah, took a dive in 3, loved 4, didn't like Unity. Syndicate was awesome.
Because 3 had a it had a good thing going for it. The whole telling the whole, like a Revolutionary War, and you're playing as Native American. Like there's some cool
Yeah.
stories you could do there.
Right.
And then never mind.
Really good ideas, and that's why I'm really excited for them to go back kind of to that origin, to ancient Egypt, because they're a lot more free with that period of history. They don't have to worry about, we all know about Karl Marx and everybody like that, so there's certain expectations that we have when we run into those characters in a time frame of history. But ancient Egypt, who knows what these people were really like. So there's a lot of
Wolfenstein showed me a new version of Hitler I'd never seen before.
Sure.
So,
I was
That's
just
true.
saying I was saying to Lauren yesterday, is like, wouldn't it be awesome, depending on what time frame of Egypt that you go into, like, wouldn't it be awesome if it's like you help Moses free the slaves, like the Israelites, things like that. You help them get across the Red Sea. There's like a lot of stuff that you could do.
Yeah,
only if Moses is Charlton Heston. Then that's all.
Of course. If you're not rocking a Charlton
my
Heston
people
Moses, then you might as well not be rocking Moses.
Let my people go.
One other interesting tidbit that I read this week was I think it was Polygon yesterday published a preview of Knack 2.
Yes.
Now, Knack was kind of promising, but ultimately fell flat. But the gist of the article was saying that they have learned a lot from their development of Knack. They're unencumbered now with the burden of pushing out launch software, and they basically Knack 2 is addressing pretty much all the criticism that was levied at the original Knack. So with that being said, and Mark Cerny, the architect of PlayStation, the mastermind behind some of the Crash Bandicoot games, Sonic 2, Ratchet and Clank, he's back at the helm. Knack 2 could be kind of that under the radar, oh shit, this is an amazing game. That could be like the sleeper hit of the year, guys.
Did you guys play Knack 1?
That was my day one purchase.
Okay.
Along with
What did you think of it?
I thought it was all right. It was a fair game. It wasn't a great game. There was a lot of potential there, but it was kind of boring. It was kind of repetitive. I didn't like the combat. One thing that they mentioned in that article was that they even joke about the original combat in the game. There's a line where somebody turns to Knack and they're like, How did you end up saving the world when all you have is like 3 punches and a kick? So
Self-aware Knack is.
yes,
Right.
self-aware Knack is. So I don't know. I've got they're not astronomical hopes, but I've got a little twinge of something is telling me that this is gonna be a lot better than the original, and it could come in and be that sleeper hit that everyone's like, holy shit.
Could be.
I want to hear Dave, when the game comes out, I want to hear Dave say, holy shit, Knack 2.
All
That's
right.
how we'll open the show if that comes out.
When you come on and stream Yoshi's Island with me,
God.
and you say, holy shit, Yoshi's Island. Yeah.
Well, I'll say that followed by sucks.
No, you won't be saying that.
All right. EA announced a new Need for Speed game.
Yes.
Nice.
And it was funny how they announced it, because they said it's not going to be online, or you don't have to be online to play the single player stuff, so you can pause it.
Nice.
That was their big selling point. You can pause the game. How about make an open world game that I actually care about, as opposed to you can pause the game. God.
Just give me back the old school, either Need for Speed Most Wanted or a Need for Speed Underground. Some of these newer ones are.
The recent Most Wanted was really good, and the recent Hot Pursuit was also really good.
The recent Most Wanted was actually pretty good. I did play through that one.
Yeah, I just want Criterion to come and make Road Rash already. Just come on.
Now, did any of you guys play that latest Need for Speed?
Yeah.
I played the beta before it came out.
Was that the one with like the blue logo?
Yeah.
All the FMV stuff.
Yes, I played that one.
Yeah.
It was okay.
I got it for like $12.
Yeah.
That's not a bad price for it. Oddly enough, I really liked the cheesy full motion video.
Yes. That was really good.
Yeah. It was very surprising how well that did to pull me into the game world. I don't know why.
Well, you got to know these characters, these personalities, and you raced with them, against them. It was kind of fun. It kind of brought me back to on the the beginning of the Xbox 360 life, when Need for Speed Most Wanted came out, and you had that list of people you had to race, and you kind of got to know some of them, and they didn't necessarily do the whole full-on video, but they had the voices and stuff. I mean, I thought it was pretty cool.
It's got an FMV first-person fist bumping. It was awesome.
It's like, oh, here's my fist.
Yeah. It was just cheesy enough to really be enjoyable and not be like cringeworthy.
And made me really want to have a Monster Energy drink. I don't know why, but I really want a monster playing that game.
But I feel like if they had done that game in CG, if they had done all those cutscenes in CG, like there's I don't know, a quality about it would have been lost.
Sure.
You know?
Sure.
Yep.
It's something
I like
it's hard to
FMV.
describe.
FMV cheese is damn good cheese, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Graphics on that game though were insane. Like they
Yeah.
used the Frostbite engine, didn't it?
Yeah.
It
Yes.
just looked it looked so photorealistic.
What
Yeah.
are
It
we
was.
on now? Frostbite 3?
I don't
I
know.
think.
I'm just looking forward because this year is going to be the first year that the NHL franchise is going to be on Frostbite.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, just melt my face now. Just
Yep.
do it. Just do it.
Speaking of which, it is 1-0 Penguins.
Oh, hey, there you go.
Oh.
Let's go Pens.
Well, at least
All right.
one of our teams are still in.
I was gonna
Yeah, I
say, sorry for your Blues.
Yeah.
And Dave doesn't give a shit about hockey. He just likes to.
I love me hockey. I love the hockey. I'm a Blackhawks fan.
It says, hey, you're a Blackhawks fan, so you don't count.
That's it. Sending 1,000 Yoshis your way.
No, no.
Lawsuit.
Oh, no. Any other news before we get into what we've been playing as of late?
No.
Just real small thing. Just if you didn't see it already, Injustice 2, which is our weekly update.
I've
that we
seen it.
always
I've
talk
seen
about
it.
game.
I've seen it.
Yeah, they have the DLC unveiling of the first 3 characters.
Oh,
and
yeah.
A new trailer came out yesterday, I think it was, and it was like the everything you need to know basically trailer, where it explained a lot of the modes and the mechanics and the gear and the different things you're gonna be able to do. So of course the DLC including is it Starfire? Is that right? Who it was? The girl?
Yes. Yes.
Starfire, Red Hood, and it's a newer version of Red Hood, not the Joker version of Red Hood. And
Jason Todd, right?
yeah, I assume it's Jason Todd. And then the MK's own Sub-Zero. And then in the background there are silhouettes in the still photo, and you can see Black Manta on one side and you can see Raiden on the other.
Oh, nice.
So I can't tell who the other ones are, and neither can anyone else. But Raiden is so apparent. It's like, oh, by the way, here's this hat. Just this is he's coming. It's a tease, and Manta's hard not to make out either because his head's gigantic. So
Sure.
That's gonna be cool.
I know it seems weird putting. Okay, I shouldn't say weird, but when you put MK characters in that universe and then not have them do fatalities.
well,
It'll be all right.
But
it'd be okay.
We'll all survive. Now I do hear that there are copies that are already hitting the wild right
I'm
now.
sure.
Right now, Jeff.
I'm sure.
You could call
Right
Jay's
now.
CD and Hobby and say, "Hey, did you get your copies of Injustice 2 in?" And they might, gosh darn it, say yes. Yes, we do.
But we can't give it to you because of Street Date.
Would they honor a street date?
I would assume so.
Booger
Look,
Monster Booger Monster 1 is in the chat. He wants to see if he can get a hell yeah.
Booger Monster, hell yeah.
Hell yeah, you can get a hell yeah.
In the words of Stone Cold Steve Austin, oh, hell yeah!
Pretty good.
There we go. All right. Welcome,
Especially
Booger
with
Monster.
With your rough throat from
Yeah.
from screaming. Boy. Sore
Hey.
throat's going around. I don't know, man.
You had to be
At
screamed at.
the office, it's been rough.
Stop licking your coworkers.
I played some NBA Playgrounds. I bought the Switch version. Now, I'll get to the game in a second. But here's what's troubling me. I checked the eShop. So we live in the Central Time Zone.
Yes.
So when these games come out, they come out at 11:01 Central Standard Time. The version was up on the Xbox Store and the PSN. Was not up on Switch. So I said, okay, I'll check at midnight. I'll proper midnight and see what happens. Dog butt in the shot. Nice job. Is that Enzo?
That is Enzo.
Nice.
Look over here.
I checked midnight, still no version on the eShop. 6 in the morning, still no version on the eShop. I wasn't able to download it until I got home for lunch, around 11:30.
Terrible.
Here's my concern then, is because it's digital only. The fact that these games aren't getting up right away, that will cause them to lose some business, correct?
I don't know.
Maybe, but I've always known Nintendo to be a little bit behind on release dates. Like obviously at midnight releases, they're very much like we can't release this like till midnight, whereas you're getting other games at 11, like you said. So I don't know. I don't know if it's a Nintendo thing. I mean, I would assume it's a Nintendo thing, but
Well, the big stuff will get launched at midnight. I mean, Smash Brothers was an 11 or midnight thing.
right.
Mario Odyssey will be. Splatoon 2 will be. ARMS will be. But the stuff that's, kind of, I shouldn't say under the radar, but this kind of lower tier stuff, it kind of sucks when I can buy it on every other platform except the Switch, which makes me go, well, I don't want to buy it on your system then if you don't have it available right now.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't know. That would be a good question to reach out to EA on and see, is there an issue with getting through Nintendo's, I don't know if it would be their licensing, but their approval process, and it just, that might delay anything. That's a really good question. I don't know what the issue would be, but yeah, it sucks having to wait,
Yeah.
12 hours?
Yeah, and the fact that the game itself is 8 gig, so there goes a good third of my internal storage, which is still 32 gig. That is just not enough, especially when you put three. I already have Zelda and Puyo Puyo and Mario Kart stuff on there, so now my internal storage is already down to like 25. Then you throw 8 more gig on that. It's like, okay, well, I'm screwed now.
Right.
Yep. Well,
This console seems like the console to buy accessories on. It seems like, here's the Switch, but you also want to buy all this other crap.
and
Oh,
that's
here's the Pro Controller, which is the only way to play Switch games. $70, cha-ching. Now you want the screen protector, right? Cha-ching. You want these other Joy-Con colors, right? It's like, holy crap!
Yeah, but
This
they're
system was
selling.
$300.
Man. I know. They're selling, and I mean, I read an article, and I believe it was Jose Otero on IGN that was saying that when most people are buying the Switch on launch day, they were spending an average of somewhere between I think it was around $550 because you weren't just buying the console, you were buying the Pro Controller, you were buying the SD card, you were buying the different Joy-Cons or the Joy-Con grip
not me.
Yeah.
Not me.
No.
I got my Zelda for free, and yeah, I just bought the Switch. The only other thing that I bought was a screen protector, and I bought, which by the way, if Jeff, if you need a screen protector, let me know.
Same here. Let me know. I've got a glass one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead and bring it.
So screen protector is what I bought, and a charging a USB-C cable. So
Yep.
I spent 20 extra bucks on it. That was it.
I think I ended up spending $100 out of pocket because the Switch was paid off, Zelda was paid off. I bought I think I got 1-2 Switch at launch just to try it out with the wife. I got one other game, and like you said, I got a USB cable off Amazon and a screen protector for like $10 or whatever. But I mean, that's a lot better than $550.
True.
And people say Nintendo is on the verge of collapse. Ha ha ha. No.
Yeah, but this is the most Nintendo I've seen though, because Nintendo loves making extra accessories, and this is like above and beyond what Nintendo's ever done. So
Yep.
Yeah.
it just seems like, whoa, yeah, it's a great price for your system, but you're not just buying the system.
No.
I gotta say, I really haven't had trouble playing the games with the Joy-Con. I think the Joy-Con's been all right. I've not had that desire to run out and buy a Pro Controller.
But you should, because that's the best controller to play. Because those joysticks on Joy-Cons, I feel like I'm gonna break them. Just
I
with
feel
how
all right.
I'm a
I don't
hardcore
know.
gamer, It's just,
Well, I mean, I sent you guys the picture of my parents, my wife, and my buddy playing in the hotel room, and I gave 2 of them the Joy-Cons, like I was saying, and it seemed to go okay. I tried it out. You put that little extra slide on and have the extra, height with the buttons. It's not too bad. It is small, but you get used to it. And if I play in handheld mode, I had a few moments where I'm like, oh, I'm gonna break this, but it's held up. It's been fine. It's been fine to me. But the Pro Controller is very nice.
is the way to go.
All right, question for you. Figurine Man, who is in the chat. By the way, welcome to the chat, and thank you for the follow, Figurine Man. Thank you for the follow, Booger Monster. Thank you for the $3 donation as well. But Figurine Man wants to ask you, Justin, is that a pug that you have?
Absolutely, I have two of them.
Absolutely. Oh, the dose.
two of
What are the
them.
names?
I've got Enzo Amore was the one that I already showed off. That's this guy right here.
There we go.
And
How you
then
doing?
and then I don't know where my other one's at. But I've got Harley Quinn. She's off somewhere.
Oh,
Yeah.
she's off
So-
somewhere, and you can't teach that.
Nope. Yes, I have 2 pugs.
Woo!
Nice.
So there you go.
What else? Oh, okay. Playgrounds, right?
Yes.
So
Thoughts on
Playgrounds is $20 on all platforms, including Xbox One, PS4, PC, and Switch.
Not a bad price.
And it's not, considering what you're getting.
Okay.
It's okay. I mean, I like it just fine. It's not NBA Jam. I'll give it that.
Okay.
So what you do, it's trying to see how to explain this as best I can. So you're not playing as a team of 2. Again, if I pick Atlanta, I'm not playing as Dwight Howard and Ron Millsap, whoever. Ronnie Millsap. I don't freaking Paul Millsap. You draw cards like you would in like a Madden Ultimate Team or something like that. So you draw card packs, and it gives you 5 cards of players. So and then you pick from there who you want to use. I have a legendary Karl Malone that I'm using a lot, him and Chris Webber. So it's it's current and legends of the game, if you will.
Right.
And every time your user levels up, you get another card pack to unlock, and you level up your players as well, so they get new like dunk animations and stuff like that. There's kind of the basic exhibition mode. There are in-game single-player tournaments. Really no season mode to speak of. There is online. I have not tried it yet because that option is grayed out for me. I don't know if it's a Switch server's not working or what, but it's just not up. I will say this. There's a difference between rubber band AI and bullshit AI. And this game has bullshit AI.
Oh yeah.
As in, they seem to steal the ball every chance they get to do it, and I just can't steal the ball from them. They make half-court shots on a regular basis, and obviously I can't. And it's not because they're higher rating than I am. It's just because the game just says screw you, which is not cool at times. But
what's the difficulty setting that you're playing on?
In tournaments, I think it's fixed. I think you're playing on normal difficulty in tournaments, I believe. But exhibition, if you have it on a rookie, you're going to kick their ass all the time. So if you have it on easy, you're going to destroy them. When you get to like normal, then they're going to destroy you probably. So there's some balancing issues, let's say. But I'm enjoying it for what it is. It's stylized, even though a lot of the players don't look like their actual human counterpart. Like in a very kind of monstrous way, they don't look like them. But I enjoy the mixture of characters, the fact that there are so many current and former players, and they're going to add, I think Saber has said they're going to add about another 150 more players in upcoming updates for free. I mean, they're going to have DLC for it. They're going to just say, here's an update, including a bunch more characters and roster updates. So they're going to support it, which is good. But I don't know, it's for $20, sure.
Yeah.
I'll give it a thumbs up. I'll give it a thumbs in the middle.
I'd like to see more, like Emily Rogers had said in a tweet, and I think we talked about this on last week's show, but I think the Switch would be a great home for more arcade sports-style games like that. So I'd love to see that. I'd love to see a hockey arcade game come out. It'd be great if Midway brought back NHL Open Ice. It'd be fantastic.
Or the Hits series. I love the NHL Hits. I played the crap out of it on Xbox. I want a proper new jam. I mean, I know NBA Jam came out in 07-ish.
Yeah, I was when I was in Chicago back then. So yeah, it was like 08, I think.
That was great.
And they
brought back Blitz, and that was great. And it's just now I want a new proper jam and a new proper.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, these type of games are perfect for the Switch, to be able to play on the go, to be able to play it at home, to be able to play with someone in, hey Jeff, you've got playgrounds, I got playgrounds, let's sync up, let's play real quick. Those kind of things are cool. I I was kind of leery on this game, and I think we had kind of talked about this and when we were chatting earlier this week. Just leery on it. Just I wasn't sure what all kinds of modes they would have, or what kind of girth was in this game. Like what were they going to have? And it's kind of cool, but it's kind of different that they're giving you, okay, you can pick any team you want, then just basically giving you the ultimate team effect.
Yeah, I do wish there were more modes though. I wish there was a season mode or some kind of world tour mode, and not just 'cause in tournaments. It's you can play. It's about 5 or 6 different courts, and then you have to play and go through the tournament of like 8 teams, and you got to fulfill requirements like, okay, get 2 blocks while also winning the game, and then you'll go through there. But I wish there was an actual season mode or some equivalent of that, because it seems kind of light on modes right now.
Okay.
But
well,
20 bucks.
I like that they've got the legendary players. They'd be cool to be able to have a team where you've got, I don't know, someone newer. I don't even watch much basketball nowadays, but then you can bring in Magic Johnson. That'd be really cool. So
Yeah. Yep.
Be cool if he actually was a wizard.
Yeah.
And he wore like the wizard hat, like Mickey Mouse and Fantasia style. That would be awesome.
Proper fantasy basketball. Other than that, I picked up. I decided to dust off the old Oculus Rift, play some VR games. I played some Super Hot VR, which is probably the best VR game on the market right now. And if you want the experience, play Super Hot, which is on Steam right now, and it's on consoles as well. But Super Hot is an awesome game, and
Super Hot.
And then playing that in VR is even more awesome.
I'm sorry,
Cool.
I've got a very refined and sensitive palate, so I'm gonna play super lukewarm. It's
There you go.
something we're gonna do.
Super medium, super mild.
Super room temperature, please.
What else? I played some Audio Shield, which is a fun rhythm game. You can actually pull songs off of YouTube, and it will generate a game based on. It's the guys who made Audio Surf, and they made Audio Shield, and it will generate a game for you to play based on YouTube videos or whatever on your iTunes. So that's fun. Played some MLB The Show. Played some retro mode finally. That's kind of my favorite way to play that game now. Played some Heroes of the Storm. So I wanted to get back into a confusing MOBA game, so I did. And that might be all I was playing. And then next week it's Injustice 2 all the time.
I'll be looking forward to that. Maybe we should do a stream or something. Maybe we should hang out Tuesday night or something for that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Expect coverage of Injustice 2 because oh my god, Injustice 2.
And are you getting that PS4 or Xbox?
Still debating.
Oh my gosh.
I think
time for
Xbox
debate is
because-
over. Get that pre-order in, son.
I know. I think Xbox just primarily because I don't have a PS Plus account right now.
Okay.
I let it expire. If I want to go online, then I just do it Xbox.
Okay.
And the D-pad's not bad to play fighting games on.
Okay. All right.
So, fellas, what have you been playing?
Justin, you want to go first, or
I mean, sure. Mine's really simple.
go on? Go for it. Go for it.
Yeah, I mean, I've been, over the last week, I've had, let's see, I had my wedding reception a couple weekends ago, or not this past weekend, the weekend before, or whatever it was, and then I'm gearing up from this move, so I haven't really been able to sit down and play, but I have been playing Mario Kart 8 Deluxe all the time. And I am 8 cups away from 3-star gold trophy every single one of them.
Wow.
And I have a few time trial tracks done. I haven't done too many of those yet, but I usually try to get all those knocked out before I jump in online. But so as soon as I get these last 8 cups, which I'm off tomorrow, so I'll probably knock out some of those tonight and tomorrow, I'll start playing online. And that's about it. So just a bunch of Mario Kart 8. I keep finding myself wanting to jump back in to, like, I've been wanting to jump back into my PlayStation and into my Xbox as well. It's just right now is really tough with all these moving pieces and the move I'm getting ready to go through. The Switch is just so easy to pick up and play. I take it to work. I play it on lunch, those kind of things. But I keep finding myself wanting to go back to Breath of the Wild because I am over 50 hours in, but I'm just in a weird spot. I just don't know where I left off, and so now I have to remember where
Yeah, that's what happens
What
to
are-
me with every goddamn game.
That's
So-
difficult to do.
Yes, I'm in a spot because Breath of the Wild you can play so many different ways. You don't have to follow, everyone else's path. So I don't know exactly what my next move is. I know where I'm at, but yeah, I got a lot of
Probably just to
things.
die in some bullshit way in one hit. Oh no, this game is amazing.
Now, Jeff.
God.
But no, that's about it. Mario Kart 8, been playing it a lot. Planning on getting some cool stuff up and running with that when I get moved back and finally get my office set up. I did discover, as we talked about, and with everything going on, I haven't been able to really do much for it, but I did discover, and I'll mention this, that Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, the stats for each kart part is different than in Mario Kart 8. It is listed on the IGN wiki, as well as if you read about the game and some other articles. They did say they did some performance, and some different like upgrades and updates. It just made it more level. You're not in Mario Kart 8. I found myself racing against the same stuff a lot and the same characters. In this game, I feel like it's a lot more balanced. I'm not racing with the same pieces I raced with in the first one, so it's just slight differences. But there was an acceleration issue in Mario Kart 8, and I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but the ratings are under a meter, and if the acceleration was like 2.5 in Mario Kart 8, it actually defaulted to 2. So in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, they actually do have a difference between like the quarter, the half, and the 0.75 or the 3/4 mark. So there is actually a difference, and there's some cool videos out there that show it up against Ghosts and how that is a difference. And so they've updated that, made it better. I mean, this game's fantastic to play. Shine Thief, is so much fun to play.
Yes.
Renegade Roundup is a blast. So I am stuck in the Mario Kart 8 funk, and I'm still challenging Greg Miller on a daily basis. So,
One of these days we'll get him.
He just got married. He's over Mario
did.
Kart. He's over it.
He got married. I congratulated him, and I said, "Now it's time to come back to the real world. Let's do this." No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, and congratulations on that. But I did have kind of funny Kevin. He liked one of my tweets challenging Greg Miller, so I'm like, I'm so much closer.
Yep,
There you go.
getting closer.
go.
Got trash talk him a little bit.
If we see Greg at Evo, we'll tell him to.
I don't think Greg will be at Evo, but
I don't think so. I am half tempted to cut a WWF old like late 80s, early 90s promo like he did and send it to him and see if he responds.
just go all Terry Funk on him and call his wife a whore.
Oh, I was thinking about going Ultimate Warrior with it, and he'll see if he'll respond that way.
Yeah, put that rocket ship, Hogan. And put that rocket fuel in that jet.
He's gonna be like, "What is this kid talking about? Who is this kid talking about rocket fuel in Mario Kart 8? What the hell?"
How can you block him in real life?
Yes.
All right, gentlemen, shall we bring this one home?
Yes, Dave, what have you been playing?
For me, I'll be brief. Little bit of Mario Kart 8. Little bit of Horizon Zero Dawn. I popped that back in a couple days ago. I had some GameFly coupons to use, so I ended up keeping Gravity Rush 2. So the next game on my queue that they're sending me is Persona 5.
Yes.
So that should be coming in the next couple of days, and I will finally get to play that. I will say I popped in Street Fighter 5 again yesterday just to try and get my feet back wet in the game, because it's, again, I want to love that game, but I just can't for some reason.
It's very difficult to love that game.
I
we
think
want to as fans.
My problem is I think it's time for me to switch my main. I think it's finally time for me to say adios Ryu, and I might be switching to Karin.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, this is a huge shift if this is what's going to happen, but I had some good sets yesterday, so... But I really haven't been playing a whole lot. Just that stuff,
Well,
and
it's not going to matter much to you much more anyway, because Tekken 7's coming out in a couple months. So,
Right.
it'll
That's
always
true.
matter. Street Fighter's always gonna have a place in my heart. I'm wearing
West,
I'm wearing my Ryu T-shirt today.
isn't that next month is Tekken?
June, yeah, June
Yeah,
7th.
I forget
Less
what
than a
month we're in
month.
already.
Or June
Yeah,
2nd, I'm sorry, yeah. Less than a
there we
month.
go. Yeah, less than a month away.
All right.
So yes, expect lots of coverage about Injustice 2. It's coming out next week. Oh my God, you guys! I'm shaking. I need to play. I may need to play some one just to take my hit. Then yeah, Tekken 7's next month. MVC Infinite's this year. Yeah, a good year for fighting games. Let's say.
Another good
Yeah.
year.
Yeah, let's take her home. Like I said, the abridged version because Dave and I feel like crap.
Yeah.
So we'll take it home. Final words, fellas. Dave, go ahead.
For me, final word is Street Fighter 5. Their next Capcom Fighter Network beta starts, I think, in the next couple of days. Ed got revealed. It looks interesting. We'll see how he plays out, but yeah.
Do you
Other
still
than that,
care? Do you care though still about this? I mean, Street Fighter 5.
that is a whole other topic for a whole other podcast.
Okay. Yeah.
So, other than that, just looking forward to finally checking out Persona and seeing what kind of rumors start flooding out now that we're 30 days away from E3 2017.
Yep, and we'll have lots of coverage on E3 as well. We're going to do our
Yes.
predictions. Also, Dave and I have talked about 5 dream games to see at E3. We'll get to that in a different show,
Yeah.
just to teach you a little bit. One of mine was Road Rash, so there's one of mine. We'll have some sort of war room where we'll stream the shows and do some live reactions to E3. Justin, some final words from you.
Man. Well, final words real quick. Totally missed this. I'm a huge horror movie fan, and Friday the 13th is coming out at the end of the month.
Yep.
So I am super stoked for that, but I totally missed that. Also, Dead by Daylight, the Steam success, is coming to consoles in June.
There you go.
And I got a Michael Myers DLC that's in there as well. That was out a while back for that. I am very excited for both of those games. Dead by Daylight still gets a lot of, has a pretty decent sized player base. It's a really cool game to watch and play. And I'm really excited for those. Totally games that I've not really style wise, not games I've tried before. So really excited for these games. Really hope they do well. And if you guys like what you hear, subscribe to the Nerd Bacon channel, subscribe to the Jeff of All Games YouTube channel, like us on whatever social medias you can find us on. Just do it all. And thank you.
We're there. Yes,
We're gonna
thank you
expand the
so
level-
much.
Yeah. We're gonna expand the Level Up Lariat show to have Twitter and Twitch and YouTube as well. All coming in the future. We're still kind of getting the feet underneath of us here. So thank you all for checking out the Nerd Bacon Twitch channel and following Dave and donating. We got some money for you tonight, Dave. That's very nice.
Maybe I'll have to double check on that.
Okay. My final word. I bought a new desk off Amazon
Woo!
yesterday for like $50. It's a gamer's. It's the Atlantic Gaming Desk Pro. It was on sale for like $50. I went, okay, mine should be here by Tuesday. So
Nice.
more stuff to look forward to on Tuesday.
I actually caught that yesterday on Amazon as well and almost nabbed it, but when I went in, the price had went right back up to 101.
Nuts.
It was
Yeah,
only
it's
on
kinda
sale
hard.
for like a brief moment.
Yeah, thanks to Kinja deals, I found that and I went, ooh.
Nice.
Go Pens, they're still winning. That's the most important thing.
Go Penguins.
Thank you guys for watching. Next week we're back to our regularly scheduled filming and recording and live streaming, hopefully, of Dave and I checking out Injustice 2.
All right. We'll see you next
Thanks, guys.
week, everyone.
Have a good night.
Good night.